Hi, my name is Billy Lombardo, and I'm a writer and teacher who lives in Chicago. And I attended Loyola University from 1980 to 1984. I studied communications, mostly because I had the good fortune to have Bren Ortega Murphy as one of my first profs at Loyola. And I think I might have done well in school, mostly because I wanted to make her proud. The passage I'm about to read is from my novel, originally published in 2009 under the title How to Hold a Woman, and it was re-released in 2020 by Tortoise Books and retitled Morning Will Come. The book began as separate and haunting anecdotes I had collected over the years, and that only came together with help from the amazing Chicago writer and editor, Gina Frangello. In this story, the older son, Dex, the point of view character, is walking home from the school he attends with his mother, Audrey, who teaches at the same school. Every night she stops and peers into a studio where a children's dance class is taking place. On this night, she's walking with the older brother, Dex, the story's point of view character. Sorry for the glare, if there is one. The week before, while Sammy was at a birthday party for one of his classmates, Dex and Audrey walked home without him. Dex ran to the dance studio ahead of her, and to tease her, he shaded his eyes at the window like he knew she would. Audrey laughed, and when she joined him at the window, she shaded her eyes with her left hand and put her right arm across his shoulder. Inside, there were children standing along two walls watching a boy about Dex's age. He wore black dress pants and a light blue dress shirt and stood in the middle of the dance floor with his arms held as though he were playing a guitar. His left hand at the invisible neck of the instrument and his right arm around its body, hands suspended in the air, ready to strum the imaginary strings. He stood stiffly, his chest filled with air, and the most serious look on his face, as though he were taking a test for which he had studied a great deal. A woman stood near the boy, instructing the others. "They're kids," Dex said. "Yes," Audrey said. "Is it always kids here?" "At this time of day," she said, "yes." A tall girl wearing a black dress walked up to the boy Dex had been watching. Her hair was black and obedient and had brushed her bare shoulders like cloth, and she slipped into the space between the boy's arms so that one of his hands held hers and the other settled above her hip. The other children watched. It seemed to Dex as though the boy had not moved the slightest bit to allow the girl into the space he had prepared, but she fit into it with such ease that it seemed as though the boy had accounted for all of her in the phantom hold of his arms. And inside the dance studio, no one laughed at the boy and the girl. At the window, Dex pulled his right hand away from his eyes and shaped it to fit around the lowest ribs of an invisible girl, and it seemed to him that a boy's hands might have been meant for this. All the children paired with partners then and began to dance, and as Dex could not hear any music from the sidewalk, they appeared to be dancing in slow motion. The sameness of their steps, their slow swirls around the room, the thin and sweeping gestures of their arms. Dex mostly watched the serious boy as he danced with his tall partner, held her hand, twirled her away from him and pulled her back into his arms, their eyes locked on each other. They were like little grown-ups. He watched Audrey then for what seemed like minutes as she observed the dancing children. And it seemed to him that she was watching the children as though that afternoon might be her last opportunity to see children dance, as though the world might one day be a place where children would never dance. If you'd like, you can order a copy of Morning Will Come from your local independent bookstore, or reach out to me through my website, BillyLombardoAuthor.com.